Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. My name is Eli. Tuesdays and Thursdays are the day we do live Q&A sessions where I answer any and all of your guys' questions. But before we jump into it, as always, we do weekly giveaways. All you have to do to enter is leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Outside of that, if you want to be a part of the community, 2 links I highly recommend you check out. One is for a Patreon if we have any available spots. Always worth joining to get access to Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh! And other sets at wholesale prices. And then lastly, our Discord link to be a part of the community and stay up to date on all things Pokemon USA down below. But let's give a couple of shout outs to people and jump into today's topic. Catch 'em all TCG, Mikkel, Scratch 'em, Ripper, Roma Sheets, Joker, Package Total, Hermit Man, Gary, Trang, DJ, Dark the Undaunted, Tom, Pika. Good to see you guys all today. Let's have a fun topic of conversation. I was already reading some of you guys' comments that are depressing. Dark says, Eli missed the GS Battle Stadium $20 drop this morning. I don't want to talk about it, honestly. Because I kid you not, it said that it was available on my screen, and I go to check out and I log in and I put in my password wrong 3 times because on my phone I don't have it saved. So I went to go to my computer to put in the right password for my login, and it said that they locked me out of my account. So I said, frick that. That's an old email anyway. I'll create it with the email I use the most. So I created another account, and then by the time I went to add it to my cart, it said, oh, sorry, sold out. And I was like, I just wanted all of them. Is that too much to ask? Oh my gosh, bro. It was like a wet dream I woke up from. Like, I straight up, that's something I dream of. Like, oh, that's just so upsetting. I mean, let's do the math, guys. Take the bulk out of the equation and just let's have a conversation about the packs. That's $1.66 a pack, and then you talk about you sell off the bulk on top of that. Like, I'm sad. I'm depressed. It's going to be a sad day unless they add it again. Gosh dang it. But shout out to those who did take advantage of that deal because that was crazy. But hopefully we're going to have a good stream today. Have lots of fun conversations. Obviously, you guys, how do I want to say this? If you watched my video yesterday, I obviously had mentioned that it was a video I had to, I had to be very careful when speaking about, some people will look at this video and say, wow, what a boring video. I learned nothing new. And some people will be like, oh, I get what you're saying now, Eli. Holy crap. That's crazy. I get what you're putting down. But that's as deep as I can go with that kind of thing. So it just depends on if you're able to pick up on things or not. But well, he came on screen giggling, so probably doing something weird. No, definitely not. For those people that ask questions what I do before stream, it's usually one of 3 things. Usually I have to get things set up, and I'm usually in the middle of something work related right before, whether it be on a phone call, Discord messaging, something work related. It's usually that, or I'm in the middle of eating something right before. Sometimes I eat before stream, sometimes after. Or if I'm just kind of Jay chilling, sometimes I'll just be on my phone if I had a phone call I was supposed to have right before and then no one answers, then I'm like, all right, I'll just be on my phone, or I'll have on my second monitor I'll have Overwatch on. So it really just depends on what kind of the situation is. But yeah, you can only add 5, which is ridiculous. Well, so typically what you do is you add 5, check out, and then you add 5 more and check out, and you just keep rinsing and repeating. So it hurts the heart. I couldn't even get 1, but honestly I wouldn't want 1. I would have dropped about 20k on. I mean, honestly, I say I dropped 20k, but if I'm being completely honest, I would have bought everything possible. I would have bought everything I possibly could buy. Not even a question. I would have bought everything. What's wholesale at for those? Oh my god, $36. $36. That's why it's such an insane deal. Because there's $36 right now is the cheapest for wholesale. So it's $20. Like, oh, sure, you have to pay sales tax, but who freaking cares? Like, who freaking cares? It's insane still. Sum it up in 5 seconds, Tempest says. Will you reveal the secret product with all the good hits yet? And if not, when? When that product is worth $500, I will reveal it. I don't know. I don't know at this point why I haven't revealed the product yet. I don't know. I'm just... It's weird. It's weird, man. It's weird. It's weird why I haven't revealed it yet. I'm just lame like that, I guess. I guess I gotta just make a video and just straight up tease the crap out of it and say, if this video gets to 1,000 likes, then I will reveal the product or something like that. I gotta tease the crap out of people or something. I gotta do something. I remember getting stadiums for Black Friday around $27 a piece. 20 is a great deal if any of my orders go through. Dude, I mean, honestly, that's the play. Is this upcoming Black Friday, I really want to put an emphasis on focusing on breakdown product, because that's gonna be crazy how much opportunities there are. And to be fair, we're still like 6 months away. It's not like we're, you know, close to Black Friday, but it's sad. Wanted to bring up GameStop Silver Tempest deals. It seems everyone got it to it first. Yeah, I had someone message me about it this morning, or I should say early afternoon, and I missed the boat because I suck. And that's just the reality of the situation. But if you took advantage, I mean, let me see if I can... A part of me wants to just keep it up so I can just keep refreshing it. And what's even crazier about it, like, what's even the better deal is if you guys know what Rakuten is, or Rakuten, whatever, however you pronounce it. Rakuten is like an app where you earn points whenever you spend, and depending upon what the deal is going on at the time, you can earn points greater than for some places over others. And they're doing a 15% deal on GameStop, and as someone who has an Amex card, it transfers to Amex points. So it's like you spend $100, you get 1,500 Amex points, which is awesome, or 150, or however much it is. Like, it's an insane amount of points. So it's very depressing, to say the least. But yeah, as you can see, this product doesn't allow me to add it to cart. And in terms of other deals available, do I want this? No, I don't. Go freak yourself and go to $20. And then it's just like, who even wants this? Like, come on, let's be real here. What kind of a scam is this? Look, it's not even, I mean, it's just like, it's not even just showing up in stock. So it's depressing. We're all sad, except for the people that took advantage of it. Shout out to you guys. I think we all would like to see, like, geez. Oh God, you guys. Have I been muted this entire time? Oh my god, I muted myself because I coughed. I muted myself because I coughed. Okay, what was the last thing you guys heard me say? What was the last thing you heard me say? Holy crap, dude. Holy moly. I love this. I am such a freaking goober. We had 2 minutes muted. The heck is up? Bro, that's fantastic. So what I was doing was I was answering the question about my favorite Poketuber, and I made a remark that no one heard because I was muted. Dang, that is upsetting. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Someone asked me who my favorite Poketuber was in the hobby, and I said that's a tough one because I hate them all equally, but now it's not as funny and I'm sad about it. But my favorite Poketubers I said were Pokerev and Danny Phantom. I said Pokerev was one of my favorites because he's one of the most innovative individuals in the market right now. He's leading the forefront for breaks, mystery packs, and a bunch of other stuff for content related. And then I'm a huge fan of Danny Phantom because I think he's been really good community based, and then also as well what he's been able to provide from his content I think has also been extremely productive. So that was my answer. But yeah, I'm sad I was muted. So I'm glad you guys were at least enjoying the music. Figured out why you had to do the video twice. Yeah, right, exactly. Write that down. It was up for so long. I'm sure some orders are getting canceled. I'll be shocked if I complete my order. Dude, I'm just like, yeah, we'll see. Black Friday. Wait for Black Friday. Can you repeat, please? Oh yeah, you guys didn't hear me? I revealed what the secret item was that, I revealed what the secret item was when I was muted, for what had the, like, amazing pull rates. I don't know if I want to say anymore, though. I already said, okay, fine, I'll tell you guys. So the secret item, are you guys ready for that? But yeah, so like I said, I recommend buying as much of it as you possibly can because it's insane. The value you're going to get from it is crazy. So anyway, that's the secret item. What products are good for investing now? Oh gosh. Ooh, what products are good for investing now? I mean, investing long term, I'm still a huge fan of the you guys. The Charizard Ultra Premium Collection. That's a huge fan of mine. I'm a huge fan of the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection. I really like that one for the long term. A lot of Crown Zenith product has started to become more readily available, so a lot of I'm a big fan of most Crown Zenith product you can get at MSRP or below. And then outside of that, I am a big fan of obviously the stadiums, but I feel like more for breakdown value, not from an investment perspective. Do you like Pokevault? It's hard for me to say I've watched enough Pokevault to give my personal opinion on him, and I feel like it'd be unfair of me to give an opinion for that reason. I've seen some of his content before. I remember watching one of his videos, and I actually enjoyed it, but I don't watch him a ton. Eli, what's the catchy name you're using for your fanny pack version? Oh god, are you talking about coming out with a competitive variation of the pack? Well, so here's the deal. If I'm correct, he doesn't have exact odds that he displays. So I know that obviously he talked about it on stream for what the gold packs were going to be. But, I don't know if he specifically mentioned the actual price of, I mean, if I look up just fanny packs, will it even pop up on screen anymore? I don't think it will. Yeah, but I remember him saying gold was 1 in 25. I remember him saying 1 in 25 was what gold was. but I don't know what he said for silver or anything else. I just remember watching the stream, and when he just said gold was 1 in 25, and then the odds for everything else kind of got thrown out the window, considering the price he was charging for $27. And the other tiers were 50-50. Well, so in the other tiers being 50-50, what were you able to get? Black and white, XY? Like, what were more or less the odds? Because those are crazy, if that's right. Do those Pokemon mystery packs go out? No, they're going out either tomorrow or Thursday. So I had some straggling packs that I was literally waiting for to come in the mail, and they got delayed. And straight up, I then had to ship them from Oregon to myself, and then they got delayed again. So they freaking, according to tracking, arrive tomorrow. So, which reminds me, I think I've said this before and I'll say it again. I would like to, when I get an exact pack amount, I would like to do a break next Friday. And what that break is going to be for is I'm going to do a break for Supreme Victors, Arceus, and Platinum base set packs for Pokemon, because I was able to get some for a really good price. And so I would like to do a break with those 3 packs, and I'm going to make them like well below market value. And so how I'm going to sell it is, if you're going to get a discounted rate if you have it broken. And if you buy with the intention to keep an art set sealed, then I'll sell it to you, but you have to pay what's called the boring premium, which is going to be because you're boring for not wanting to open them. And if you guys want to, just because you're like, oh, well, what if my pack is light or not heavy, then I can weigh the packs on stream just for the purpose of seeing if it's worth opening or not, just in case. But I'm looking at selling the packs for like Supreme Victors at like 110, 115 a piece. For Arceus, like 105. For like Platinum base, like 80, 85. Which, for those of you guys that do follow that market pretty intensely, you know that Supreme Victors packs are selling between 140 to 170 a piece right now. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. I'm gonna have probably around 120 packs in total, so we will see how quickly they sell. But I mean, they're not cheap packs, so if someone does happen to buy out a crap ton of them, which I mean, that'd be cool, but it'd be quite interesting to see. But I won't post it yet until tomorrow, because I want to get an exact pack count in total of everything I have. But it's, I mean, I'm so excited for it. I want to host it not this Friday, but the upcoming Friday after. I just want to open a couple of the packs, make sure everything checks out. Because I just always have to do that. Every time I get a new batch of packs, I always gotta open a couple just to make sure everything checks out. So, still haven't gotten the hot tub stream. I know, dude. I know. I'm missing out. Well, we can do a funding. We'll do a GoFundMe, make a hot tub stream. I will dress up like Amaranth. I will get myself a Lapras floaty. I will wear whatever you want me to wear. I don't care. We can get this going. We just got to get the FundMe so that we can get a hot tub going. Floor tier with Sun and Moon, 5 to 7 packs. High tier with Sun and Moon or XY, 10 to 50. 50-50 chance to get either. But see, that's the thing, is you say 50-50 chance to get either, but there's always going to be weights within the weights, right? So like in a mystery pack, you could say you have a 50% chance to get an XY tier, but 90% of those XY tiers that are seeded are, you know, Steam Siege, and the other 10% are Flash Fire, right? For example, that's just kind of how it works. It's always going to be seeded in one way or another. Not gay, but anything if you enjoy it, my friends. They're at a low right now. Maybe time to... Wait, what? How does that... Okay, we're moving on. So the two equal tiers were like the same, just older packs. Can you weigh yourself weighing the packs on stream? God, I don't want to weigh myself. I'm a little fatty right now, dude. I'm 221. I weighed 180 back before I got injured from volleyball, and now I'm 221. I did just get done with a fast though, and I lost like 9 pounds, which is funny because they say you gain a bunch of the weight back, which I gained like 2 pounds back. Like I went from 227 down to 218, and now I'm at like 221. So I did gain like 3 pounds back, I guess, but I still lost 6 pounds, so I guess 6 in total. Going to invest heavily in 151. I can see that being the next evolution in a couple of years. Dustin says message me first. Yeah, I mean, I can see 151 being really good. Obviously, we have we've been seeing a couple of the leaks on Poke Beach. We don't know what the full set list is going to look like as it stands right now. But yeah, it looks like so far, I still can't tell you if it's going to be a good set or not, but I would like to believe so, considering the name of the set is literally 151. Like that, this might sound so stupid to say, but I think just naming the set 151 is kind of hypey. That's all I can say to that. But also, don't forget to leave a like, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the likes up in here. Did I ever do the hot wing challenge? No, never did the hot wing challenge. I cannot do the hot wing challenge as much as I would like to because recently I've been dealing with GERD at this moment in time, and what they say is one of the worst things for GERD is hot sauce. So I've been trying to stay away from crappy food as much as possible. Hot tub with McD's, dude. Now that's something I can get behind. Can you get the ear licking sound? What? My guy, what's up? Catch him. Good to see you at all. How long did I fast for? So the fast itself is supposed to technically be for 5 full days. I could only make it to 4.5 days. I was losing my mind about, like, I was starting to get headaches. I was starting to feel sick. I just couldn't do it. Do heavy packs smell different? Yes, they smell like money. Smell like oranges. That's good. 6 isn't bad. Let's get some more, right? I mean, that's the biggest thing. I didn't go on a fast. I want to make it very clear. I did not go on a fast for the purpose of losing weight. I went on a fast for the purpose of resetting my gut flora because I really wanted to cleanse and clean my body. The specific fast I went on, it was like a fasting kit, which was supposed to give you a bunch of probiotics and supplements that help clean out your gut. Because I really want to focus on trying to just clean some things up so I can get rid of my GERD altogether, because it's been frustrating. It's been messing up my sleep, and I already get bad sleep as it is, so it's fun. And this man all about the likes. No, well, yes. I mean, it helps the channel, obviously. We get more people in the community. And you know how I am, man. More people in the community, the more excited I get. How was the back end of the reset? Terrible. It was so terrible. Like I said, I felt like a headache and I felt so queasy. Oh my god, I'm so glad to be done with that. I am so glad to be done with the back end of it. But, you know, here we are. I am thriving. First thing I did was I went and got some pho because, oh, that just hit the spot. That just hit the spot. Water fasted for 5 days, lost like 8 kilos. Sheesh. Dang, dude. Water fasting? Oh, I have to drink tons of water. Water fasting sounds so scary. 2 days full fast, but gotta drink plenty of water. Yeah, and that's the thing that's difficult too, is like getting consistent with wanting to drink water. Oh, it's a tough one. Pho is delicious, yeah, and they say broth in particular is actually really good for GERD. Obviously, you know, bone broth being the best, chicken broth. Don't typically want to have beef broth because it's a little bit on the fattier side, but broth is actually really good for soothing the stomach. There was a guy on Instagram who did a whole month of only eating meat, and he said it helped so much with resetting everything. Yeah, it's called the carnivore diet. I was looking into that last night. How many charred UPCs are you holding at the moment? Not a ton, because I really try and emphasize on taking all of my money and reinvesting it in the program and reinvesting it in just consistently churning product. So I only have like 3 cases. It's nothing crazy. What I'm sitting on the most of right now is probably Crown Zenith. I have quite a bit of Crown Zenith product that I've just been sitting on, but I shouldn't say quite a bit. I mean like a couple of cases of items, but it's not like anything crazy. Like I think I have a couple I would say I've got like 2 or 3 cases of the Pikachu VMAXs, and then I've got like 2 or 3 cases of the Morpeko V Unions since they opened them up to open allocation for distro. I picked a couple of those up myself. Outside of that, do I have anything exciting that I'm sitting on? Not really, because I just try and buy product to just, you know, sell it at cost to the wholesale program, because I want to always find opportunities to offer. Do you think Pokemon Co. short printed Paldea on purpose after seeing SV crash? Or I think it's enough time for correction? I think if there is an excuse for why they short printed it, if it is 100% confirmed, which I keep hearing from my reps keep telling me it was short printed. I keep hearing that from every rep I've discussed it with. My kind of assumption is that the reason why they short printed it is because they took a look at Rebel Clash and they took a look at Sword and Shield base, and they said that history was going to repeat itself more than likely, and so they were going to short print it for the purpose of making it unlikely to just fail for themselves by having people sit on a crap ton of it, because the expectation was the demand for it was not going to be that good. That is my theory. That is my theory. So, because if you look at Rebel Clash was doing absolutely horrible when it first came out. There's a reason why people call it Rebel Trash, yet it is one of the highest priced booster boxes in the Sword and Shield era, because that's such a low print. My local LGS is selling a case of Charizard UPCs for $375. A case for $375. Let's do math. This is for $93. It's not a bad price. I mean, if you can get it to $85, $90. Pho is the bomb. Did you hear about the Sriracha shortage due to the hot pepper shortage? I did not hear about that. Someone who eats Sriracha with so many things. That's disappointing. But also, I stopped eating Sriracha, so it doesn't really affect me that much anymore. There's a pasta crisis in Italy. No cap. Dang. I hope not. Sounds like there's an Italian crisis going on then. I buy off my local buddy singles for 30% TCG prices. Keep what I want and sell the rest on TCG. Not bad. No, that's a fantastic price, because if you say to yourself you're buying it for 30% of whatever market is, if you can go pick and choose what you want and send in for grading, and you guarantee yourself to more or less make money. So that's an insane deal for yourself. The more you fast forward, the better you are at doing it. Recently finished a 90-day water fast, which changed my life. Am I dumb? Isn't a water fast like you're literally fasting from water, or you're just drinking water? And I feel like I'm being trolled at this point. 90-day water fast? Am I dumb? Do I not know what that means? Thought I knew what it meant. But yeah, no. I think the CUPCs are not bad at $93. If you can get them for sub 93, like closer to 85, then obviously I'm a fan. But yeah, no, man. Eli talking about grading, right? Me talking about grading? I honestly don't talk about grading enough at the moment, just mainly based on the fact of the matter that I'm waiting for us to finish our bot. I want to use the bot and emphasize on using the bot quite a bit, because it takes a lot of time and energy to really decipher what is the best thing to send in for grading. Like, it's not hard to really make money off an ultra modern product. Like, it's pretty simple if you look at the 10-9 rates and the profit you can acquire. But for myself, still, I would prefer to use the bot algorithm to really distinguish the opportunities that are available. Yeah, but okay, so but before that I done a 90. Okay, but you can't go without eating for 90 days. That's humanly impossible. So I feel like that's why I'm like, you're trolling. But yeah, no. I mean, there's always going to be opportunities in the market. That's the thing when it comes to grading. Grading is there's so many different ways to make money with grading. I mean, let me see if I can sign in real quick and I can give an example. Obviously, you guys know my rule, 150% or 2.5x is kind of what my rule is, more or less, for when it comes to sending cards in for grading. But if we go take a look at cards like the Giratina, right? Obviously, this is a pretty high risk, high reward play. I mean, honestly, it's not really high risk. It's medium risk, high reward play. Because if you look at a card like this, right, it's high capital. You have to have a lot of capital to really profit off of this. Because if you take a look, right, and I wish there was a clear all button. Why don't they just have a clear all button? It's kind of annoying. And you say to yourself, okay, what is the current price for TCG versus 10? So this is currently selling for $713 and $322 is what the raw variation is. We know that 338 is the price for this card in a 9. If you hit a 9 sending this card in for grading, you lose. You lose money, guaranteed. Right? And so you're going to lose 15% plus $15. And that's more or less your risk you have to calculate. If you're saying, okay, well, if I hit on this card, how many can I make? If I send in 5 Giratinas, what is the profitability rate? What is the profitability rate? If I send in 5 Giratinas and I say that they're going to, let's say I hit 9s on each one of them, right? So I know my entry cost is going to be $75 flat, right? And we know that the price difference between currently raw, I mean, it's an $8 difference between each one, right? So more or less we'll say 7 times 5. However, that's not including the fees that are incorporated into it. So we're saying if your entry price is $322, and you're selling it for $328 a piece, and you're timesing that by, we'll say 0.85, it's $278 minus minus $332, which was your original entry price. You're losing $53 minus an additional $7 for 4 cards, right? And now let's say that last card, so you're losing $240, right? You're losing $240. Now let's say that last card you do hit 713 on. Times 0.85 equals minus 322 equals plus. So, well, I guess minus. I mean, you get the price point. You can make $44. So for every 5 Giratinas you send in, if at least one hits a 10, then you basically break even. Like, it says you make $40, but we're not incorporating the shipping aspect of that, which is going to be another $4, $20. Do you value your time at $20 an hour? I don't know. You tell me. But more or less, if you want to break even, for every 5 Giratinas you buy, you have to at least hit a 10 on one to break even. If you hit 2, then you make pure profit, like $300, which is a great deal considering the fact of the matter. What do? You buy it, you send it in for grading, and then you flip it. Like, it doesn't take a ton of effort to do it. But that's kind of what my whole process about it is. What's up, Collector Jay? Good to see you as always, brother. Going for 90 days of no eating is insane. That's all I can say. Eli, stop teaching people about the secret sauce. Keep doing top 10s. I mean, it's so simple, though, to make money off of grading, right? It just really comes down to capital. That's just the reality of the situation. Do you have the capital to afford it? And Giratina is a good pick, right? And if you say to yourself, okay, well, I don't want to do Giratina because, I mean, here, let me see if I can pull up the percentage spread between raw and 10, right? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what matters the most for Silver Tempest. See if there's anything that I can compare all in Silver Tempest. I wish we had the data for Lost Origin, but we don't. So we can see, obviously, that these are the top cards. The Lugia V-Star has some value, and the Lugia V have some value, but I mean, Brandon, Received Girl, these are the ones that have the greatest return between the raw to 9, but it's not anything crazy, really. Unless you're wanting to take a risk on a bunch of Brandons that I assume are pretty volatile. But if you look at Aerodactyl, I mean, this is not a good spread if you're talking about a value from raw to high. This is also not a good spread. I mean, the Giratina definitely by far has the best spread when you consider the fact of the matter that it's like 338 to 713. Like, that's good value. You're over that 100% mark. You want to be over that 100% mark. I mean, the Pikachu is a pretty good one considering you can get it for, let's see, how much am I getting for, which is straight up, oh, it's not even showing me data for TCG Player. I would have to see the TCG player data, I guess, for this. But see, numbers, but the thing is I don't, if I'm going to do this strategy, I'm not going to want to do it with cards that are going to be under a certain threshold, because the price to grade is going to feel so much more expensive compared to the capital investment, if that makes sense. So I'm going to want to do it with these more higher end expensive cards if I'm going to go about that strategy. So let's go to Silver Tempest and let's look at the Lugia, for example, right? So the Lugia valuation is 178. I mean, the Lugia is not bad. I mean, I would say that Giratina is slightly better, so the Lugia is not bad by any means. It's just not the same value. It's crazy to me how cheap a lot of these cards are right now. I mean, these are some cheap freaking cards when you really think about it. Silver Tempest and Lost Origin. Let's take a look and see if there's any older sets that are really worth it from a grading perspective that we find value. I feel like, if anything, the Machamp might be of value. Maybe, maybe not. See if it's undervalued. It's okay. Not really crazy. Origin Form. Probably also pretty cheap. Origin Form's pretty good, actually. Origin Form's not a terrible price point. I mean, I'm not seeing anything really that kind of stands out to me at this moment in time. For like, oh my goodness gracious, I'm seeing ton of value. It seems pretty constant and or consistent that the value has been... Oh, this is a good one. I like this one. I like the Rainbow Charizard value. That's a good price spread. That's a good price spread. Once again, it hurts the heart because of the PSA 10, but you've got to, like, for the 9 valuation compared to the 10, compared to the raw, it's actually not bad. So I actually like the Rainbow Charizard on that one. But I mean, if you're gonna go purely just 10, you know, I like the 1.5 times. If you can get at least 100%, then that's great. But it's just, it's just tough, man. It's tough, man. Yeah, I figured. What's up, Jim? Hey Eli, what Sun and Moon said do you think could be a good sealed buy? Well, that's really gonna depend on what sealed product you're talking about. Are you talking about booster box, elite trainer box, sleeve blitz? I mean, there's so many different questions that go into that. Picked up 9 of the stadiums at lunch today. All right, way to rub it in. Let me do a little quick refresh, see if it's available. Still unavailable because this thing hates me. Costco has all the ES reprint. If only, man, my Costco's got nothing. I went to my Costco recently, check and see. Nothing. Hey, well, it's good to see you too, Joshua. Thank you for catching the stream, brother. I appreciate it. Hey, thank you. But yeah, man, I don't know. I feel like if there's going to be opportunities presented from a grading perspective, I just gotta wonder if you're gonna find it from the big hitters. Because look at this, for example, $200. I mean, the raw is not 200, right? Yeah, 208 on TCG Player. And the PSA 10 is 305. That's drastically undervalued. That's drastically undervalued if that's the raw variation compared to the... That's just silly, right? I mean, that's just insane. That's just insane to me. Booster boxes? Sure, we can take a look at booster boxes, Sun and Moon era. I mean, the question ultimately comes down to, is everything going to become Team Up? Because Team Up is going crazy right now. So, well, I mean, looking at booster box prices, let's take a look. We go high to low on sealed product. Unified Minds is pushing 550. Nice. Love to see that. Love to see the 550 on Unified Minds. Unbroken Bonds, probably also still up there. Nice. Love the value. Love the value. Here's the important question. What's Lost Thunder at? That's an important question. Holy crap. All right. That's good stuff. All right. And the answer is, Eli, what is your favorite booster box? The answer is Hidden Fates Elite Trainer Box. You think I'm kidding because it's not a booster box, but I'm also... Or you think I'm kidding because it's not a booster box, but I'm kind of not. I don't understand why these are still so undervalued. Hidden Fates Elite Trainer Box is my favorite sealed product. Frick all the booster boxes. Frick them all! Yeah, frick that. Frick that, dude. These are all expensive as all could get out. These are all so expensive. It's insane to me. Huh. Yeah, I'm going ETB on that one. No doubt about it. It's still insane to me how undervalued that is. What's your thoughts on Charizard Altar from Brilliant Stars? Why does it seem so cheap? Well, the Altar doesn't really seem that cheap to me. I was more referencing the Rainbow being a good deal. If we're referencing the point that I was making. Because when you look at the Rainbow and you say that the card right now on TCG is going for 77 and it's selling for 182 on eBay, that's a really good price spread. That's like right in the sweet spot of what I typically look for, slightly below. As for the Charizard, this is valued appropriately. I mean, it's a Charizard, so long term you can easily make an argument that it will be, you know, undervalued for its current price point, but also at the same exact time, wasn't this at one point selling for $100? So let me take a look at this card and see what the chart shows. No, the price for this item has just gone down. But if you guys remember a card that was so cheap for the longest time, let's go take a look at Champion's Path. Do you guys remember the value of this Charizard? You guys remember the value of this card? For the longest time, I mean, this card was... I remember when this card was... It's not showing us the price data older than 6 months, is it? Can I see all-time high? No, it's not going far back as I wanted it to. There was a time where this card was worth like 120 bucks. Like dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. Like ridiculous how cheap it was. So it just feels appropriately priced for where it's at right now. But like I said, it's Charizard. Charizards are going to do what Charizards are going to do. I'm sure the GameStop build and battle steams have already been discussed. Oh yeah, it was like it was the first thing we discussed. And about how I missed it because I'm sad. Like I knew it was going on, and by the time I went to add it to card, it said couldn't add it. Pokemon Japan making a new set order. How does that translate to English? Oh, making new sets to order, like in terms of the overall demand? Yeah, let's have a conversation about that actually. Because I heard about that. I mean, I don't know how it's going to affect things for English yet, but it does feel like it's a pretty insane deal to really think about that. So for those of you guys who don't know, Creatures has announced it has decided to sell Clay Burst made-to-order booster boxes. Customers will be able to submit applications for booster boxes from May 11th at 2:30 p.m. to May 16th. If the Pokemon Company would become too congested, there's a virtual waiting room will open. The orders will ship out either starting in early August, late August, or early October, depending upon the date assigned to you. Full details for the application can be viewed on the Pokemon Center website. Creatures previously announced it was considering selling made-to-order booster boxes from both the set Clay Burst and Snow Hazard, sold within the first day with a powerful low cost. Oh, yeah, right. That's insane. Prices for Clay Burst and Lono should begin to plummet as more supply reaches the customers. Yeah, no, I think this is fantastic. I think that this is awesome, but I would be interested to see if the Pokemon Company English decides to do something like this. Like, are we going to hear news like this from Pokepete, which is one of the things he discussed? Pokepete obviously said we're going to be hearing, I call him Pokepete every time. PF Football Pete, who said that we were going to be hearing some form of news in the future having to do with Prince. Is this going to be that news? Who knows? Because this is obviously Japanese. Is this going to at some point translate into English? We do not know, because English loves to keep us in the dark for some freaking reason. But I think this is productive, to say the least. I think this is really good to hear. Is this something they're going to do in the future? I have absolutely no idea, because this is obviously for Paldea Evolved. It's variation Clay Burst, which is the Japanese version. Or one of the two versions. So it's not exactly... I don't know, man. I don't know. Because what are they going to do that for 151? Are they going to do that for sets in the future? Like, how is this going to determine, right? MVP just came out with their email and prices for Paldea. They say it's not a drastic short print. Well, that's what I was saying, Wolfie. I said that before. It was short printed, but it's not as short printed as people think. Because people have that interpretation of, like, short printed, it must mean that there's literally none. And it's like, no, that's not true. There's still quite a bit available. But it was still printed less than Sword and Shield base, which wasn't really printed a ton. I would agree with that sentiment, Alex. Yeah, but rainbows suck. Do you think that this will be a nostalgia factor for rainbows? But see, that's the thing, Gary. You think rainbows suck. But rainbows, when they first came out, were huge. Rainbows were such a cool, innovative concept at the time that people absolutely loved. They just suck now because they've been overplayed. And in my personal opinion, I think the rainbow art designs for the Sun and Moon era were far better. Far, far better. Maybe people might find that to be controversial, but I loved the just rainbow designs. So if we go take a look at a set like Burning Shadows, and we go take a look at the Charizard, I just absolutely love this like rigid edge with the rainbow cards and the texture pattern. I felt like it was so well done when it came to rainbow cards. And you just don't really see that. And you just don't really see that with the newer rainbows from the Sword and Shield era. I feel like the Sword and Shield ones kind of suck. Mason, who loves rainbows? I want names. I mean, I feel like rainbows just definitely deteriorated with VMAXs. Rainbows were not nearly as good, personally, as they were Sun and Moon. And maybe you can say that's nostalgia, but I don't really think so. I don't really think so, nostalgically speaking, because when I look at Sword and Shield era, I think it has some of the best art designs we've ever seen, and it's like the newest stuff, right? Like Aerodactyl. I have no sort of nostalgia to an Aerodactyl as a Pokemon, but I still love the art design. I can appreciate it. I know overall sentiment is people are tired of them. Just curious to see if the sentiment switches in the future like Evolutions did. That's the sentiment, period. That's it. It's always people are tired. That's what I feel like the main sentiment is. Or people just hate it at the time and then it does well over time. I mean, that's a tale as old as time. I mean, I remember when Team Up first came out with the Latios card, people did not care whatsoever. They thought the card sucked. And the price reflected that. And now people think it's good. And now the price reflects that. Like, it's insane how much time changes. Same thing with the Test Tube Mewtwo. I've used that as another example before. There's a lot of instances with art designs where I look back on it and I was like, man, that's such a good artwork. What were people smoking at the time? But it's just like, you know, hindsight's 2020. Would you say buying an Arceus, Dialga, Palkia, PSA 9 for 164 USD is a good deal? Let me elaborate. Do you think the craze for Sun and Moon alt art tag teams will continue to grow? Oh, of course it will continue to grow. I can't tell you if it's a good deal or not because I don't really focus on nines much, if I'm being honest, though. 100% on the art is top notch right now. I love the gold cards in Crown Zenith. They should do more. I concur with that. I concur. The gold cards are fantastic. I dropped 5K on Costco stacking tins. How would you recommend offloading the packs? Lowest listed on TCG Player. You're going to have, I mean, okay, so if we're talking Evolving Skies, that's super simple. That's easily going to be booster boxes. So if you go to Evolving Skies right now, you can see a ton of listings for loose packs. And if you want to, I don't know what your rating is, but if you want to be competitive and be a gold star seller, then just compete with this guy, right? And as you can see, there's at least, I mean, we haven't had some in the past couple of days, but if you look at 5-6, there was 3. If you look at 5-5, there was 1. 5-4, there was 3. If you look at 5-3, there was 1. 5-2, there was multiple. 5-1, there was multiple. 5-2-8, like, they sell quite frequently. The volume for it is pretty decent. And if you can sell it for whatever, you know, the most competitive price point is, I mean, think about the math. 252 divided by 36. If you have 36 counts, that's $7 a pack. And you're going to save yourself shipping, which is more important. That's going to save you money, right? Now, obviously, you said that you've got Brilliant Stars and Fusion Strike. You can do the same thing with Brilliant Stars. Let's take a look at Fusion, though. I don't know how the volume is for Fusion Loose. We can see that picture sales. We had 1 on 5.7, 1 on 5.5, 1 on 5.4, 1 on 5.2, 3 on 5.1, 528, 528. Volume's there. It's not like consistently as high as Evolving, but it's still at least once a day or once every other day. So, yeah, that's what I would do. And if you're saying to yourself, oh, well, I don't want to sell it as 36 packs because selling it for 105, which comes out to like a little bit over $3 a pack, is just not enticing you. Okay, well, what's the price of fusion packs right now? It's $331. You're gonna save yourself that in shipping, and you're gonna save yourself that in time. Like, take the 15-cent loss, right? Because what was it? I think it was 105 divided by 36 comes out to 291. Yeah, I mean, where was it? Where was it? Fusion. So 105? Yes, it was 105. That is how I would do it. And you're going to make most of your margins from the Evolving anyway. Eli's video on Silver Tempest B&Bs motivated me to buy those ST B&Bs on sale for today. Yeah, I hate all of you guys. I should have never made that video, and I should have hoarded it all for myself, because now I'm sad. You guys took my advice, and you took advantage of me by getting in before I did, and I'm sad. Do you guys think that it's a good time to make PSA submissions? At the moment, the price is pretty low, 16 with memberships. I want to make my first submission. Well, here's the deal, and this is one of the things I always discuss with one of my buddies whenever we talk about price submitting right now. Just submit what you think is worth submitting, and if it's not worth submitting and you just need to submit right now, then just hold off. Because in my personal opinion, prices are going to keep going lower. It's probably going to go back to around 10 to 12 bucks. But with that being said, I'm still sending in cards for $15, but it's only the primo cards that I think are worth sending in for the $15 price point. It's not the ones that are on the edge of a 9 versus a 10. Could it get a 10? I don't know. Because at that point, I'm eating more risk than I need to. So that is kind of where I am with that sentiment. I'm wondering because PSA is getting a lot tougher on 10s, and I want to see if it's easier to get 10s in the future. It's so... That's not true at all. PSA is not tough on 10s at all. 10s are so easy to get right now. It's ridiculous how easy 10s are to get. Like, if you look at the population report, it's not represented here. I can pull it up on PSA. I can pull it up on PSA. And we can look at pop reports for Silver Tempest. Let's look at the pop report comparison for the Lugia. So this is the 10, this is the 9. Look at the drastic difference between the 10 and the 9 pulls. And is that the regular Lugia or is that the alternate art variation? The full Lugia version is, the number is 186. Yep. No, I think that was the one. Yep, just full art Lugia. Yeah, I mean the difference is it's so much easier for you to get 10s than 9s nowadays. I mean, just look at the population difference between, on average, the 10s and the 9s for cards. You're 50% more likely to get a 10 than a 9. That's why I always say if you want top dog premiums, you're going for Beckett. What's up, STC? Good to see you, brother. Should I sell bad centered gold Giratina V-Star, but everything else is good for a $100 card or better, or hold off on long term? If it's a bad centered card and it's raw, then I just sell it on TCG. Me personally. Hey Eli, if there's no more reprints, what are your thoughts on the market of the seal product for Modern? Celebrations will become drastically undervalued. I mean, Celebrations already technically is drastically undervalued. I don't expect that to ever get a reprint, so that's not a fair statement to say. If everything becomes out of print, Elite Trainer boxes are... I mean, but see, that's the thing, is I still think Elite Trainer boxes. Gosh dang it. I'm already under the impression that it feels like things at this point are going out of print. Because the trend is your friend until the end of the trend, and for the longest time the trend was history is going to repeat itself, and right now looks like one of those few outliers where history is not going to repeat itself. And I hate to say it because it makes me nervous, but I don't, as much as I would love to see a reprint of Evolving Skies, it becomes less and less likely as we just approach Worlds, and that's the thing that makes me feel as if, well, we're already seeing that market and what it looks like right now, and so I think the market will just keep doing what the market's doing right now with no print. How can you tell between a 9 and a possible 10? Yeah. Well, the thing is when it comes to grading, one of the biggest things that you can tell is you can't, because it all depends on your grader. There's been many stories I've heard of people sending in 2, 3, 4 submissions before they finally get their 10 on certain cards. But if we're being honest with ourselves on how to determine 10 versus a 9, like actually being honest with ourselves, it's usually your centering ratio on the front has to be at least 70 or 80-20. On the back, it can be 60-40. On the whitening, you can only have a minimal amount of white dots in the corners, if not 0. And then outside of that, you can't have any print lines. And those are the main 3 things I'm looking for when it comes to the grading. Right? Does it have print lines? Yes, it's not going to get a 10. Very rarely does that happen, but I sent in some cards that I thought were not going to get a 10, and I missed a print line, and I found the print line, and then I got a 10, and I was like, holy crap, they got a 10. That's insane. There's been instances where there's cards that I've sent in that got way more whitening, and it got a 9 because my that was originally going to get an 8 and it got a 9, and it just was because my grader was a lot less harsh on whitening, and I've had times where I've had graders that were way more harsh on whitening. It really just depends. Those are the 3 things you're looking for. Same concept goes with centering, right? So for example, we're gonna be doing a breakdown, or at least I might be doing a breakdown video of that relatively soon here. I have some cards I sent in for grading. When did I send them in for grading at this point? I'm gonna go take a look at my submission. Feels like it's been forever, man. Why is this crap taking so long? When did it arrive? View details of my order. Feels like it's been so long. Awesome. Error. What's today? I think it's been at least a month or 2, has it not? I'm clicking on my order and I'm trying to see my status order update on when it was received. I can probably check that in my email actually. See when it was sent in, PSA. It looks as if it was sent in near the end of March is what I am seeing, if I am correct. We received your package. That was on the 14th, as they say they received the package. So I guess that's when the submission process started, but I sent it quite a while previous to that. So I would like to believe that it's gonna come sometime soon. But I don't know, man. I want to see when my first one was sent in, but I can look at this later. Can we sue Pokemon? They stole your alt art. Sounds about Pokemon-ish. Anyone got GameStop day? Yeah. It was like 22 bucks, man. It was a disappointment to miss. You can easily get 10s during lunch times or Fridays between. You can easily get 10s during lunch times or Fridays before a long weekend. I'm really confused with what you mean by that sentiment, or what you mean by the statement. GameStop cancels. Does surprise me. Back on point, PSA making 10s more likely than 9s. I've seen a lot of videos of old cards that look super mini getting a low grade. Well, that's just because older cards. I had a package received in PSA on the 4th, and yesterday it was in grading. Just lucky, I guess. Dang. Well, I want to see when my my last one that I sent in. The last time I sent my cards in for grading. Sent some in right before I moved. So the last order I sent in, it says, thanks for your submission to get things started. So it says we received your package on the 8th. Then it said review your order on the 13th. And then it said your grades are available on the Oh wait, no, that's not right. So according to what I'm seeing right now, it says that review your order was sent on the it was September the 13th of last year is when it seems as if they started the grading process, and then it appears as if they then said your grades are available on October the 14th. So literally it was about a month turnaround process from my last submission. So if we're talking about my current submission, which was on the 14th, or no, it was on the 19th is when they said we reviewed your order. That means in theory, if we're following the same time frame, in the next 2 weeks, my grade should be available. If they're at that month turnaround time. But I don't know, man. I could be wrong. He means they're in a better mood. I get what he was saying. I had a feeling that's what he meant. He's saying, see, that's what I gotta do. I just gotta take one of my graders out, buy him some lunch, butter him up, make sure he feels all special. Otherwise, he's like, oh God, the wife was nagging at me today. This guy gets a 9. Frick it, I don't care anymore. The GS deals were even better if you used... Yeah, I know, the Rakuten deal. You guys don't gotta just keep rubbing it in, okay? It hurts the heart already. You guys got a good deal on the stadiums. We get it. You're better than me. I'm sad. Let me be sad. Seriously, though. Insane deal, for sure. I'm really sad. Like, God. Dude, build and battle stadiums suck. Here's my deal. You guys should refund your money because build and battle stadiums suck. They're absolute bricks. I don't know why you would ever pick them up. Personally, there's a reason why I wouldn't. So you should let them go back in stock by refunding. Everyone should just give them up. I'll take them off your hand. I'll do you the favor. I'll do you the service of getting rid of them. It's okay. I'm here for you. The worst. But yeah, the turnaround times have gotten a lot faster with PSA, so I would like to believe that they're gonna hopefully have something for me in the next couple weeks, but I don't know. Maybe I'm a little impatient. Because I want my freaking PSA cards. I want to know, did I get 10s on any of my level X's? What the frick? Hopefully the answer is yes for at least one of them. Sending them in for regrade. Literally, all of them got 9s. All of them got 9s. And some of them were in such pristine condition. I was pissed. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to regrade them. I'm going to send them in for regrade. And at least one of them's going to get a 10. That's the hope. That is the hope. But I don't know, man. It's whatever at this point. How much do you value profit margins versus time it takes to flip products that are a 20% profit in a week versus something like 50% in a month? I don't value it as much as I should. I will say that, Alex. It is very important to recognize the amount of time and effort you're putting into something. That's one of the reasons why, or one of the arguments for the direct program, is people always say the direct program is worth it because the amount of time it takes for you to make money off direct. Everyone's like, oh, the direct program, it's so good because sure, they take 50% fees, but you're having to only compile so many cards, and because of that, you're going to save yourself so much time. That's why it's better. That's like the biggest argument I hear for the direct program. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, and that's why that's just why it's been successful. That's why the program's been successful. So it's important to take that into consideration. That's why when I am always trying to, look at how much I'm making, efficiency is a huge factor at play for myself, right? Which, when it comes to my profitability, I like to look overall on a day-to-day basis, a week-to-week basis, and a month-to-month basis. Because I know that some days I'll make like $50 and I'll be like, oh wow, I spent 10 hours working today, but I only made $50. I didn't make any money. But then sometimes I'll be like, oh wow, I worked for 4 days and I made $300. I'll like average it. across the days, because some days are going to be better than others, right? But that obviously is different depending upon what you're selling, what you're doing, because making money off of sealed product, making money off of bulk, making money off of so many different things, there's going to be so many different variables from time to sell, you know? The person grading cars too busy watching your videos. Hey, if he's a fan, he better give me a good grade. Don't be too sad, Plebisaurus says. I only grabbed 8. 8 more than me. God, you guys are the worst. What's up, Justin? Good to see you, brother. So envious of all of you guys right now. You guys are just so much better than me. I'm sad. Just want my build in battle stadiums. Is that too much to ask for? Like, the frick, man. Build in battle stadiums are life. Realistically, what do you think about the future of Pokemon holds? You think we will have a downside soon for sealed investors? Should we sell? Honest to God, it is so hard for me to say at this point, because if I'm being completely honest, and I know people are going to think that, oh, Eli's being a hater. I think that realistically, if we're taking a look at what the economy is doing right now, there is totally going to be some turmoil in the market if you look at what's been going on with the banks. There is so much going on behind the scenes that I feel as if people are really like sleeping on with that, and it makes me extremely fearful. Now, how is this in theory going to affect Pokemon? Well, here's the deal, guys. When it comes to inflation, what is the best hedge against inflation typically? Collectibles, real estate, right? Great hedge against inflation. What is the banking crisis? What is the banking crisis most affect? It's going to most affect what is going on right now with just general liquidity. And when it comes to the housing market, it would take the biggest hit. And I feel like collectibles would follow. So if there is some form of a recession on the way, I think it will affect the Pokemon. I think it will affect Pokemon. But as long as inflation continues to be as high as it is and the market continues to be the way that it is, Pokemon will continue to thrive, because it is just such a better hedge than keeping your money in cash, because you're just losing money by keeping your money in cash, because the value of the dollar just keeps going down. Hey, what's up, Travis? I appreciate the congratulations. We did hit 6K. It's pretty pog. They canceled my online order, but I picked up 5 at GameStop before they announced it. Nice. That is my realistic answer to how I think you could see a downtrend. But right now, I mean, Pokemon is looking freaking strong. It is looking so strong. What's up, Nostalgianomics? Good to see you, man. Glad you stopped on by. Oh, man, not you too. I feel like I'm losing my Pokemon Bowls left and right these days. Congrats on 6K. I appreciate that. I didn't say that. I just just literally 30 seconds ago, I said Pokemon is looking strong. It is looking very strong. He just asked me the question, if there is potential for Pokemon to have a bull or the bull market end or a bear market, what would that look like? And that is my answer. I feel like that is in my opinion, what would have to happen for there to be any sort of bearish signs of Pokemon. But right now, Pokemon's in a very strong state. Even with sets like Paldea Evolved and Scarlet and Violet base, who freaking cares, guys? Who freaking cares? If you look back, and obviously I'm going to crap on these sets because they're going to be bad performing sets. That's just what's going to happen, and history is going to see it that way because history is just repeating itself. But look at the Sword and Shield era, right? The Sword and Shield era showed us that from Sun and Moon, we had Cosmic as the last Sun and Moon set, and Cosmic and a bunch of these other Sun and Moon sets were absolutely skyrocketing up in value. They went crazy, right? Then we came into Sword and Shield. Base set, Rebel Clash were dirt cheap for a while. Darkness Ablaze actually performed pretty well off the get-go. Like, it was one of the first strongest performers. And Vivid Voltage, for you guys that might not remember, Vivid Voltage was 240 at one point within like a couple months after the set was released. It was crazy how well Vivid Voltage performed. Champion's Path was super expensive. Shining Fates was super expensive. Every Pokemon set has been expensive unless it got its print, right? And right now, with none of these items getting prints, even after they got prints, they went up in value because they're gonna go up in value because the market is doing well, right? And so my point is that it's just going to be a short temporary lull until we move on to the next thing. What is that next thing? It's going to be 151 and it's going to be Dark Obsidian. Simple as that. There's something to be said about having cash on hand for liquidity reasons to take advantage of potential good deals. Pokemon product isn't very liquid. No, I 1000% agree with you, Gary, which is my biggest thing that I really, when people ask me all the time, like, oh, what are you sitting on, Eli? It's hard for me not to consistently be churning product because there's always opportunities. And so for that reason, I'm constantly buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling. And there are times where I will sit on money, but it'll be for a very short moment in time because there's going to be an opportunity, right? For example, I was sitting on $10,000, $11,000 liquid cash, which for me is a lot. It honestly is a lot for me because usually my money would be tied up and sealed. And what did I do? I went and looked for opportunities in sealed product that I felt like I could take advantage of. And I found that through some of the Diamond and Pearl packs that I got for a ridiculously good price that still feels like a wet dream. And I'm going to resell them for a break at a massive discounted rate because I can, because of my price point. But at the end of the day, I'm going to make money off of it. And I'm going to offer an amazing deal for everyone. So it's a win-win for everyone all around. Like, that's kind of the point in which I look at it, right? Because there's just so many opportunities all the time. You just always got to take advantage. I know, I was just messing with you, Justin. No worries, Nostalgia. Hey, it's good to see you, man. Hopefully all is well with you in the channel. I mean, you've been grinded, man. You're going crazy right now on your channel. Aren't you almost at 4K? It's okay, I like trolling. Smart man in this guys know how to powerfully compound interest. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just like, if a new set release comes out, I will sit on a booster box case or a Elite Trainer box case or a couple of cases of whatever the specific ancillary product is. Just compile it just to have some. But for me, I'm much more focused on flipping liquidity. I agree, although we're getting different info daily. Sometimes I feel as if some Poketubers just want to sell the stuff off like Rudy. But hasn't Rudy said that he's not wanting to sell his product off? I feel like from what I've seen, at least with his videos, he's like, I ain't selling crap. It's going up. That's all I remember hearing from when he's like, remember when I bought Chilling Reign for $65 a piece? Everyone thought it was crazy, which that was an insane deal. I mean, whoever thought it was crazy was crazy. That was an insane pickup by him. That was a fantastic deal. Yeah, stuff like that. You talk about opportunities. Whew. Crazy opportunities. And the thing is too, you can find these opportunities outside of just Ultra Modern. Obviously Ultra Modern is my bread and butter and I'm going to find the most opportunities with that, but you can easily find opportunities elsewhere in older product. You just got to know where to look. Or singles. It's another thing too. People say collectibles do well in downturns. However, this apparently compared to the 1930 Great Depression, but some people really think we're fine. So I don't know. I shouldn't say that I think you have to be careful what you say downturns because there's so many different connotations with downturns. Inflation is obviously bad for the market. It is not good. It devalues the dollar. And so Pokemon does good during that time. However, when people are losing jobs and they need quick funding, then collectibles tend to do terrible, like with the banking crisis in '08. And could that come to fruition again? I think quite possibly, if you look at what's going on right now. And so for that reason, it's entirely possible that collectibles could do bad. Now, is that the fault of collectibles? No, of course not. Because, hey, man, with inflation being inflation the way it is, I mean, more money in the consumer pocket is good for Pokemon. Because Pokemon, although it can be seen as an asset, it is purely a luxury good. So times when times are tough and people need to pull back on their spending on their luxury goods, that's when you start to see Pokemon, start to lose its buying volume. I mean, you have to imagine, you have to really think about how much money was poured in the market during the COVID pandemic with the stimulus checks and the unemployment bonuses. Because you were getting an additional $600 a week for unemployment. I mean, guys, it was crazy. Because I worked a job for 2 years, right? As a server. I was working 30 plus hours a week while I was also in school at the time. And then I lost my job. And then I was like, crap, what do I do? And then they said unemployment. I'm like, I've never been on unemployment my entire life. And then I got on unemployment. And then I saw the paychecks. And I was like, so this is what unemployment is like. And so I took that money and I bought Pokemon with it. And I bought crypto with it. Those are the two things I bought with my money that I got from unemployment. And what were the two things that popped off quite a bit during COVID? Those two things exactly. I'm about to renew my membership at Costco or Sam's. Which one should I go to? Because I'm doing... See, I don't have a membership at Sam's Club. I didn't have one at my old town that I lived in. So that's why I've always had Costco. Because we only had a Costco. But I've seen some amazing Pokemon deals from Sam's Club that seem worth getting the membership just for that. But Costco's always had my heart because... I love Costco. I love Costco's business model. I love Costco as a company. They're just doing everything right. And then on top of that, I love Costco Food Court. Shout out to Costco Food Court, by the way. I heard that they're bringing back, they've already brought back in some states, the diced onions. And I heard they're bringing them back in a couple of weeks to West Coast. So I'm freaking hyped for that. So shout out to them. Pokemon USA, do you think it's realistic to consistently make 1 to 2K a month flipping product with 5 to 10K in capital? Yes. Is my face frozen? Nope, I'm good. Yep, I think that's very realistic. Mason, bullish on diced onions. Dude, I love Costco diced onions. They're so good. I'm so stoked for that. Yes, I think it's very realistic for 5 to 10K in capital, flip 1 to 2K a month. 100%. I know multiple people in the program with smaller capital than 5 to 10K that make more than that, or that make around that amount, 1 to 2K. I know some people around that amount too that make around that much money. So to be fair, that's also in the wholesale program. So there's definitely an advantage to that. But even then, even if you're not in the wholesale program, I know people that do that without being in the wholesale program. They just take a different avenue, right? The most common avenues that people take, reselling sealed product, breaking down sealed product for bulk, buying off bulk collections and reselling bulk collections, buying cards to buying singles, high-end singles to flip, buying high-end singles to grade and flip. Consignment. I mean, the list goes on with the amount of opportunities. The list goes on, man. You got an ad during the live? What was it for? I flung my stimulus check straight into crypto. Yeah. Well, I mean, with the way in which crypto's been pretty cheap right now, and now that I'm finally starting to have some liquidity, My goal is I would like to invest at least a couple $100 a month in crypto and a couple $100 a month in a mutual fund again. I want to start diversifying because crypto is still pretty cheap, specifically the altcoins. So I very much have been diversifying into some of my investments most recently. I would like to realistically buy my first home in the next 2 years, and so I would like to, you know, I would like to start investing now. And I don't think a couple $100 a month is like bad. Because like 90% of my funding goes into my business, so I'm going to take 10% of that and throw it in investments just in case. I bought 70 Silver Tempest build and battle stadiums. Well, Alex, you asked me the question for 15 to 10k cap or 5 to 10k capital, can people make money? Here's the question, Alex, that we're going to ask ourselves, right? You have packs within Silver Tempest. We did the math. 20 divided by 12. $1.66. You got 70. That means you got roughly around 1,400 packs. 1,400 packs, right? What is the amount of money that you spent for... So, because it's... Wait, hold on. So you got 70... Hold on. 70... And it's 12 packs per. No, you got 800. You got 840 packs. Whew, my bad. But if you're paying $1.66 a pack, then that's $1,394 is how much you're paying basically per pack, right? Okay. How much are they going for? And this is gonna be before fees, obviously. So don't freaking nail me to a freaking cross. Let's take a look and see what Silver Tempest packs are going for at the moment. Ignore this one. You never usually look at the lowest listed. We're seeing $3.96, $3.99, $4. We're gonna say $4. So 840 packs times $4 minus 1,394. You made $2,000 off of a $1,400 investment. And that's before fees. We say that we're going to make it 20% just because it's 15%. We'll say another 5% goes to shipping. Oh, whoopsie. You made 1,572. And we're not even including the bulk, bro. We're not even including the bulk that you're going to get from that, which you're going to get 140. And we said that the average promo goes for about $2.30. So add another 322 to that. Then we said the average remaining bulk adds another $3 in value. You're realistically making about $2,314 off of your initial investment. So you almost 2x your money. And the question you asked me was, can you consistently make 1 to 2K off of that? Obviously, this is such an insane deal. This is not consistent. This is going to happen every month. Don't get me wrong. But that just goes to show you that it doesn't take a lot of capital when these investments happen. You wouldn't have liquidity if you had bought these silver. That is true, but to be fair, Mason, I did also just spend $10,000 last week on Silver Tempest stadiums, and this week I'm spending another $10,000 on build and battle stadiums. So, I'm buying a lot of Silver Tempest build and battle stadiums. They're not, sadly, from the GameStop price, but I'm still buying them at the wholesale price. What do you think about bigger box retailers versus distributors? Can distros keep up and stay in business, or is the Pokemon company mainly going to phase them out? Nope. Big box retailers are here to stay. I've said this before, I'll say it again. There is a disincentive for distributors to go away, just purely based on the fact that the Pokemon company needs to have and they've said this many times before, the thing that they care about the most is the competitive player base. Where do the competitive player bases need to play? They need to play somewhere. Typically, that's going to be a shop. Where do shops get their product from? Distributors. So, big box retailers don't have locations that host Pokemon tournaments. Game stores do. Therefore, game stores are here to stay. It may not feel that way because you look at what's been going on most recently and how it just feels as if there's been a lot of ancillary specialty product that's been given to big box retailers, which is kind of silly. But yeah, I don't know. It's silly sitting through them because I'm a G, but 2 ads an hour for real YouTube. Oh my god. Well, I appreciate it, Flebosaurus. Eli, will you start your crypto channel, right? Move the calculator, sorry. Silver Tempest pricing confirmed as an error posted in Deals channel. Oh, really? What was the pricing supposed to be? Hit up that Wrath IRA, my man. Okay, so here is my biggest problem, Poketexas, and if someone wants to dispute me on this, you can. Obviously, Roth IRAs, from a long-term investment perspective, is extremely, extremely wise, right? My dumbass, however, hates investment accounts because I say to myself, if I don't want to be penalized for withdrawing these funds, typically I can't touch my money until I'm in my 60s or 70s. And to me, I feel as if I don't like that. I don't like that. I like being able to move. And I understand that that's the idea, is that, you're not supposed to touch your money because it's a savings. But I don't know, man. For myself, it's really tough for me to justify, for the reason that liquidity is so important to me. And if I make a shit ton of money off of crypto or my mutual funds that I'm investing through with Fidelity or individual stock picks or commodities or whatever it is, that if I make a crap ton of money, I can liquidate it right then and there. And although you, in theory, can pull out early, but like I said, there's penalties that are going to be typically associated with that. Yeah, that's true, Alex. Not including Rakuten either. Better hope they don't refund you like everyone else keeps saying. Do I think Espeon Altered is undervalued? I think we were talking about that not that long ago, and I thought it was. I asked this on your live stream last, but you had to leave early. Is the Patreon program only in the US? No, it is not. So it doesn't matter what country you're in. However, I will forewarn you, right? Although we do have a pre-provided middleman service for people that don't live in the US, I highly, highly recommend, if you do join the program, to look for alternative options if ours is more expensive than other options. Because I've had some people that use the current option that I offer say that it is affordable, it's good pricing, it works well for them. And I've had some people say it's expensive, and then when they go and find another place that is much more affordable to them, and they are happy because they get great pricing. And then I found people that everywhere they've gone has been super expensive, but that just comes down to their country because their import taxes are ridiculous. But yeah. Gold and silver. You always say bulk is profit. In what way? Selling for 3 cents a card or individually posting online? Well, when I consider bulk to be profit for me, so if you literally get a build and battle stadium, right? Or just a build and battle period, you get a promo in each build and battle. And each build and battle typically has an extremely high volume. The one I like to point to the most from Silver Tempest is the Kirlia. So if we go look up, we'll just look up Corlia. And then we're going to look at the promo variation of this card, which the card has most recently obviously gone down in value. It's gone down quite a bit in value. But it is still a card that is worth roughly around the $4 price point, right? I was sitting on about 3 weeks ago 300 of these, and I'm down to 67. I sell multiple of these a day. I mean, look at the volume on this. Just look at the volume on this. It's quite nice. Upsets me that they don't have these for direct. But yeah. Oh, they've sent out emails that the pricing was a mistake? Dang, dude. Talk about a disappointment. Oh, I would be so pissed. Dude, I'd be so pissed about that. I don't think my mic keeps cutting out. I'm about to pick up my band. Hopefully they haven't gotten any notifications. $59.99. They also fulfilling online orders with stores inventory. Don't price match and decline all new orders. Internal memo. Wow. No, because that defeats the purpose, Jim. Or not Jim, sorry. Wrath of having a distributor to begin with. The idea is the Pokemon company produces a large amount of product and they ship it to one person, and that one person's job is to distribute all the product to everyone else. So that is the general idea of a distributor. So they don't have to do all the shipping. Otherwise, then the Pokemon company would be responsible for shipping out all the product to all the different storefront locations, which is going to require a lot more capital than having to just sell it to one place. It only penalizes you if you plan to withdraw that liquidation. If you roll into another investment, an IRA wouldn't tax you. But that's my point, is if you plan to withdraw that liquidation, and that's exactly my point. I would plan to. Because if I invest in a Roth IRA and 10 years from now, my Roth IRA triples in profit, and I want to get liquidity now to buy a home, I would like to pull from my Roth IRA. Because I'd much rather take advantage of that because I need the liquidity then and there. Because I see my home as something that is, you know, well worth owning and having capital for. What's up, FOMO? Good to see you, brother. That sucks, Macy. I'm sorry, brother. Any chance 70-30 Giratina V-Star GG could get a PSA 10? Well, is it 70-30 on the front or 70-30 on the back? Really? They're still honoring it. Wow. Good for them. I want to see if I'm going to get that email. I don't think I will. Just because I didn't buy any. I wish I bought some. I'm doing good. How are you doing, Ben? How the hell do we have internal emails later from GameStop but don't know that Millennium Print Group is printing right now? Right? Seriously. These are the questions we gotta make. Someone is selling assets in the IRA to pay the water bill just to have the spending cash. It probably shouldn't have been invested to begin with. I 1000% agree with that, but I'm not saying paying water bills. That's not the argument I'm making. The argument that I'm making is, let's say that I'm consistently investing in a Roth IRA for the next 3 years, right? And let's say that finally there's an opportunity for me to buy a home because there's just a good opportunity at the moment in time. And I am short $5,000 to get the 20% down for obviously the purpose of avoiding the fees that come with, you know, the 20% down. And if I pull from my Roth IRA, I can avoid that, right? But I can't. Now, I know there's some like logistics behind the 5-year hold, like after 5 years you can pull it out, but I'm still, I guess, you know, traditionally Roth IRAs, it's after 59 and a half. So it's I guess it's confusing in that front, because how I've always read it is, if I'm correct, how it works is you can only pull it out after 59 and a half, or if it's been after 5 years, but I can't remember which one comes first or if those coexist with one another. And that's kind of the main thing with that. And 5 years is fine. Like if you want to put money in a Roth IRA and you only have to wait 5 years, then that's totally fair. Even though 5 years still feels like forever. GameStop's decent in their pro membership credit. I agree. You can use your Roth IRA as a form to purchase a home as a form of an investment. I need to look into this some more if that's true, because I did not know that. How do you think Pokemon can help LGSs in the transition process? Exclusive product, more product, other incentives? Well, of course, trying to maintain a balance of getting product in everyone's hands. Well, I feel like Mason would love to chime in on this one. I feel like it's pretty simple. You just incentivize lower pricing for storefronts and higher pricing for online retailers. Because if you're saying to yourself that the biggest problem that online retailers versus in-person stores are having is that stores can't compete online, well, if they have a lower price point, they can. But then maybe that just completely wrecks the market, because then all of a sudden you're going to see even like you're just not going to be able to compete as an online retailer, which then kind of takes away from the market. It's a tricky one to discuss, right? I think the capping for distributors definitely makes way more sense. You've been away for a bit, is there any reprint news? Well, I vaguely discussed in my most recent video that there is something to be considered about the possibility that reprints may indeed not be coming. That's all I can say with that. But yeah, I'll have to do a little bit more research to what you guys are saying, because I definitely want to revisit that. If that is true. But also at the same time, I guess for me personally, in my own current financial situation, my plan is in 2 years I would like to get a home. So even by that same logic, if I put any investments in a Roth IRA right now that I'm eventually going to hope to yield a profit within the next 2 years, then I am more than likely going to not not be able to pull out the funds. I wish there were more hobby shop specific products for TCG that they can sell in big box stores. Think of sports cards in their hobby boxes. No, I mean, that would be fantastic. That would be great if they started catering more towards the... And you know what the worst problem with that, all of that is in theory, they technically do have that product, and that product is given to the players, and some stores keep that product. And what do I mean by that? I mean prize play, right? Like, there are prizes that are supposed to be given out to players, whether it be for Magic, whether it be for Flesh and Blood, whether it be for Pokemon. And there's a lot of times where you see storefronts that take that product and they just resell it, because the price support for them is pure profit in their minds, and they would much rather just make the money off of that. And it's kind of sad, because that's not how it's supposed to be done. It's kind of scummy, honestly. Booster boxes are hobby shop specific. Oh wait, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are down to the witching hour. I've got 5 more minutes. And then we'll have hit our 2-hour mark. Booster boxes are hobby shop specific. Oh wait, where are those? I haven't seen those on distro in forever. If only we can get some of those. Thanks for stopping by, Necro. Good to see you as always, brother. That is indeed why staff promos have high premiums. Price support. What a magical thing. Am I right, Mason? It's so funny, too. I look at some of the price support for Pokemon and I'm like, wow, these packs are terrible. And I'm like, they're going for how much? That hurts the heart. Wrath. They are great. You just don't get enough. 100%. Think it'll be worth picking up? I am hesitant to say that they're worth picking up, just based on the fact of the matter that they don't have Evolving Skies in them. Gasp. Right? Don't they not have Cyrus and Clara? Not have Evolving? I don't think they do. I'm already out and don't get more for another 2 months. Dude, that sucks. Yeah, they don't last. They don't give you a ton. Or maybe I should say they don't give you enough. What's some of the favorite things in your personal collection? Oh, Diamond and Pearl era product, baby. That's my jam. Diamond and Pearl era product. Back right here, it's kind of hard to see, but that's my level X Torterratin that I have. Absolutely love it. I've got Diamond and Pearl, just with their original cases. It's not sealed, but they have their original cases. Got a couple of PSA 10 cards here and there. Mason is Cardinal Mason? Yes, Mason is in Cardinal Mason. But yeah, I would say Diamond and Pearl product is my favorite. Which is why for the break that that we're gonna do, not this Friday, but the following Friday, I'm going to do, I haven't found out what the dollar price point is yet, but as you guys are aware, my dream is to get every sort of Diamond and Pearl era holo and reverse holo in a PSA 10 condition. I will be offering to buy your guys' reverse holos and bulk. I have yet to decide how much that's going to be or how I'm going to price that, but that is something that I am considering. Or I'll just buy it for you guys for market, whatever that looks like. And I'll pay top dollar plus a premium or something. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But more or less, I guess the point that I'm making is I'm hoping that that people are going to be like, oh, a coughing reverse holo. I don't care about that. And I'm over here like, but I do. I'll buy that for $3. Here's the Alt Art Lugia sub 100 in a week. There were so few Diamond and Pearl booster boxes for sale last time I checked, and they're so expensive. They are expendy. They are spendy. I've owned the Majestic Dawn booster box twice in my life, and I will own it again. I just flip it because I've made money both times. I've made about $1,000 to $1,500 each time. Eli, what happened? Dude, I've said this before and I'll say it again because I'm so good at forgetting these things. I literally am sitting on the pile of them and they're just in the office. They're literally just a pile of them. All right. Holy crap. I keep forgetting because I keep getting busy. I need to give those away. I need to go back and I need to just do the giveaway already because I'm sitting on all the singles. So I literally have like a stack of like 300 singles that I'm just sitting on, and I've just done absolutely nothing with them because they're supposed to be all given away. I'm so sorry. We're doing the Patreon. That's yes, that is going to be on, yeah, later in the day for sure, Necro. Average player. God, dude, I'm like, I've got some people like Nostalgianomics, and he's like, yeah, dude, I'll buy like $300 worth of them. Northwood's like, I'll buy like $200. I'm like, sick, dude, thanks for contributing. I spent $300 myself, and I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna do a giveaway. I'm gonna give away to everyone. Top 5 people get whatever, and I'm over here like just sitting on 500 cards, just in a corner, and I'm like, when am I gonna give these away? It's like 5 months later. Oh god, so bad. Just need to plan it. There's always something that comes up, I swear to god. I just need to plan it. I need no more excuses. I need to stop forgetting. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it looks as if we have just now surpassed, we're a little bit over, but the 2-hour mark. I want to thank you guys all so much for stopping by. As always, really had fun with this. Make sure you leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe if you want to enter into our weekly giveaways. If you haven't already checked it out, check the links down in the description below. Discord to be a part of the community, and Patreon if you want to get access to our wholesale Patreon tier where you can get prices at distro. But once again, thank you guys all for the love and support. Until then, I will see you all on Wednesday.